The Mexican black king snake I raised for 5 years only responded to my body heat. His favorite thing was wrapping himself around my neck, flicking his tongue against my collarbone in an affectionate display. But after returning from a 2-week business trip, I suddenly heard his inner thoughts. Hiss, that pretty lady who fed me these past few days has amazing hands. I want her to scratch my belly. Hiss, even the way she placed the mice was perfect. Snake wants to go home with her. I laughed out of sheer anger. I called my assistant right then and there. Get me a hognose snake, within 10 minutes, and make sure it's not stupid. The moment I pushed open the door, the smart lights illuminated the entire penthouse. Despite the exhaustion clinging to me from the trip, all I could think about was Onyx, my Mexican black king snake of 5 years. This little guy had a quirky temper. For 5 years, he would only settle down if he felt my body heat. I was busy with work and didn't have much time for him. Usually, after a short trip, no matter how late it was, I'd let him coil around me first, feeling that faint warmth beneath his icy scales. Onyx loved wrapping around my neck, as if marking his territory. His forked tongue flickering against my collarbone felt like a silent declaration, or maybe just affection. I once thought this bond was unique to us. Onyx, Mama's home. Even though I wasn't sure if snakes understood human speech, I greeted him out of habit. I dropped my suitcase and walked toward the climate-controlled glass vivarium, my voice betraying an eagerness I hadn't noticed. Did you miss Mama? Inside the glass enclosure, the snake, black as satin, moved slowly and lifted his head. His emerald eyes gleamed coldly under the lights. He slithered toward the opening, habitually reaching for my outstretched finger, just like always. But just as his small head was about to touch my fingertip, just as I was anticipating the cool touch of his scales, a clear, unfamiliar voice rang in my ear without warning. Hiss, the pretty lady's technique was better. Scratching felt so good, made my whole body tingle. My finger froze in midair, twitching involuntarily. Who said that? I whipped my head around. The spacious apartment was empty, save for one person and one snake. Was I hallucinating? I stared incredulously at the black king snake in front of me. He seemed confused too, tilting his black head, flicking his blue-purple tongue, hissing softly. We stared at each other. He looked innocent, as if asking why I hadn't petted him yet. Must have heard it wrong. I took a deep breath, suppressing my erratic heartbeat, and reached out to touch Onyx again. He dodged me. I felt like I'd been struck by lightning. I stood frozen. What was happening? In 5 years, aside from being shy at the very beginning, Onyx had never avoided my touch. He knew my scent. He knew my temperature. I refused to believe it. I reached for his head again. Hiss. In a flash, Onyx's head retracted violently. He opened his mouth wide, letting out a threatening hiss. It was a pre-strike warning. If I moved another inch, he would lunge and constrict without hesitation. Don't touch snake. Uncomfortable. Dirty. It felt like someone had dumped a bucket of ice water over me. I was chilled to the bone. TSK. Owner is clumsy. Always shoves food in the corner, making snake go hunt it down. Unlike pretty lady, she fed snake right to the mouth. Just had to lift my head to bite. Owner's petting technique sucks too. Sometimes pets against the scales. Almost annoyed snake to death. And always kissing snake. Smells weird. Snake doesn't like it. Annoying. Miss pretty lady. Want pretty lady to scratch snake's belly. The barrage of thoughts hit me, making me dizzy. Was this Onyx's inner monologue? The smile on my face stiffened, then vanished. Blood rushed to my head, then drained away just as fast. For this 2-week trip, afraid he'd go hungry, I hired a temporary pet sitter at a high rate. Her resume was impressive, a supposed reptile enthusiast. Impressive. Yeah, impressive indeed. I straightened up slowly, looking down at Onyx in the glass tank.